Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. We're going to get into an emotion here that we might be dealing with and uh, struggling with, trying to find a way to get through it, to see what's out there. So we got a word, just one here. It is trapped. I'm not sure if this is in relation to my past message I just did, which had to do with uh, money and having a bit of a hard situation. Feeling trapped in the circumstances. If we bit off more than we can chew and we thought it was going to be okay, or an odd expense came up and it felt uncomfortable, or it feels uncomfortable, and we feel trapped. We're in debt to it. We are connected to it. Same thing if just our job doesn't pay enough, and everything costs so much now, and it's just not working. But how do we get out of that? Uh, that's financial. Same thing with a relationship or a living situation. It's like I want to move, but maybe I can't afford. I can afford the place, but I can't afford to get there. Or I'm in a toxic relationship and I don't know if I can do this on my own. So I'm kind of in debt to that because I need a place to live or someone to provide for me. Same aspect with uh, a sick parent and having to care for them. But by giving so much, we're losing uh, our own sanity in a way because we're giving so much energy and they need it and we feel stuck in that situation. Uh, a difficult child that we can't really navigate, or even a partner or a friend, trying to navigate. Maybe we're just trapped in our own emotions and unable to, I don't want to say contain them, but navigate them, understand what's really going on in here. Why am I feeling this way? And how can I get back to that place of what I think everybody else feels or looks like they feel? Why do I feel so whatever? The opposite is sight. Uh, the ending of that other message really went to when we see something, uh, the jig is up, the game is over, the illusion is dissolved. If we really walk in life that way and understand these difficult aspects of these hardship experiences that we have is all led by something we need to learn or experience to evolve, to heal from, whether we have a wound and we were working out of it, or someone was abusing it, however we want to look at this, insecurities. We can't let go of those. We can't understand it. We can't heal it. We can't embody something different until we see it, until we know it's there, until we know what it's doing. Same thing with spells and magic and someone's cursing me and all these things. When that's happening, it's the illusion, it's the magic trick. We believe it, it is real. This is what's happening to me. And when I'm in that space, I'm believing it. It's real. It is happening to me. When I see it for what it is, why it's taking place, I can leave this place of being suffocated, binded, bondage, however we want to look at it, in debt to this situation. And when I finally see it, like I said, it's over. Is it going to happen in a blink of an eye? Maybe. Some situations, depending on how large they are. But there's that epiphany. We finally see it. It makes sense. It doesn't have any power anymore because we know how the trick works. Got two cards here. Uh, Ace of Pentacles, potential. And then we had the Knight of Pentacles reversed, procrastination. So immediately, the potential to see is there. We probably don't feel like there is because we're trapped. And this is understandable. Uh, the Knight of Pentacles, when I see him, it's always like, hey, it's right here. We'll get into that. So when we're trapped, I mean, if you just watched the other video, might be a bit of a repeat, but when we're consumed in a situation, when it is eating us, it is all we have uh, in our experience that we can think about because it's bothering us. We want it to go away. We want to escape. we're in this bubble. And in this bubble, all my emotions are going into it and I'm focusing. I'm just pinpointing right on it. And I'm trying to find a way out, but I'm in this bubble. And the Knight of Pentacles in the original card, he's just holding it and he's like over here. He's like, hey, it's over here, or the way out's over here. But I can't see that because I'm in the bubble, and I understand why. Because it's bothering us. We don't like this feeling. I want to get out of this. I want to change it. But the bubble, the walls of the bubble are all pressed with maybe my insecurities or my fears, my limiting beliefs, what makes me feel safe and comfortable, or what I need. And I can't get out of that because that's pressing up against, a wound or a trauma or a limiting belief, insecurity, whatever it may be. But I can't ever see this over here, this Knight of Pentacle, because one, maybe procrastinating, I don't want to, because it goes up against what I feel safe in this bubble of my true beliefs of how I see things work, or I can't because of the same aspect, because it's my shadow or my ego led decisions to keep it safe. So, do we like to hear that I'm limiting myself? No. But if we think about it, if there's an illusion or a trick taking place, we're using those as examples because it's easier to make sense of. So if there's an illusion or a trick and I'm falling for it, which would be this shadow, this fear that I'm holding on to, or this insecurity, whatever it may be, to feel safe and comfortable, well, I can't see it because I believe that my bubble is real, that the walls that are built with these fears or insecurities are real. And I won't be able to turn to the left or the right to look because that's not real. My bubble is real. And until we press up against that bubble, will we be able to see? We got the Emperor, discipline. When we begin to see, we kind of have to see what the bubble walls are like. What are those walls in the bubble made of? And that would be reflecting a bit on our shadow. What is this a valid reason of thinking? And if we deem it is a valid reason of thinking, well, what is it protecting? And then we can see if it's really valid. The discipline comes in as if I know that I have an insecurity about this, or I have a fear about this, and there's a valid reason why I got it, whether I was brought up this way or I had a traumatic experience and that's why I created it and I'm afraid of this happening again, or wherever it stemmed from. Okay, well, that happened and I created this bubble. I created the walls of the bubble through that experience. And since they're my walls, I can probably make it true any way I say it because it keeps me feel safe. It keeps me feeling safe, which we really have to be open with ourselves then, because like I said, we can do this in our head and say, no, that's a valid reason I feel that way. And that's why I'm doing this, because that's real. But are we being honest with ourselves? And then if we get in there and we find out, well, you know what? I really wasn't being honest. I made this wall because of this experience. And that's not the way everyone else lives, or I think they live. The discipline, I don't know if I already said it, but comes in when we know why that wall or that bubble wall was there and it exists. We can see it when we start to have those feelings of I'm trapped in here because of, and then we have that discipline saying, no, that's not true anymore. That is something I carried. That's something I believed because of X, Y, or Z. We can start to let that bubble wall down. We can start to expand it if we want, because we're seeing a truth beyond just what we feel is comfortable. When we think about or at least when I think about it, and that word chaos, the Emperor in reverse, this would be somebody that would be doing everything for their image or how they're presented to the world. They're doing it for the external experience, and they're very full of themselves, if we will. So if I'm doing everything for the external experience, I'm not really doing anything for myself. It's all about self-gain. When we reverse that, he has to be open-minded to other people's opinions to know that, hey, yes, I'm in charge, but I may not know everything. I may not be the smartest guy in the world. Yes, I'm in charge of the world as the emperor, but I need to be open-minded and allow any and all information to come in and logically make a decision. Verse, I am very consumed in my own world, and that is how all my decisions are based. When we're not open, how could we see? Three of Cups, camaraderie. We normally look at this as a celebration of some sort, and that's an exciting moment when we finally see, because the illusion is up. We can see something now. It makes sense. It is something to celebrate. Sure, we could look at this as maybe we need someone else's opinion. When we're talking about the emperor, we briefly talked on other people's opinion and taking everything in to make the best logical decision for us. And otherwise, we are in this world. Sometimes we can't see outside the bubble because our emotions are attached to it. And rightfully so, it's our experience. But during that period, we can't see this Knight of Pentacles over here holding this other way or this other viewpoint. Got two cards here. Got the World reversed, unfinished. It's normally a cycle that we're in, a pattern of thinking. How long throughout our lifetime here have we held on to this, and it has, or that we carried it, and it has led with our decisions, our experiences. And if it was kind of, hey, I had this experience and then I got out of it and then I'm back in it, it kind of has the same signature of feeling the same way. That's clear that we had that cycle for a while. Maybe we got up and it was fine, and when we were down, we never thought we were going to get out again. How can we close that cycle? Well, we finally see it for what it is, and we can walk through it. We had the Three of Pentacles, a collaboration. This is, yeah, we could say honing our skills on it, which it would be annoying if we constantly feel trapped and then we get out and then we get back in. But it does take time sometimes, depending on, like what a wound is. It's not like we do it once and we learn, because maybe that situation made it feel worse and we ended up back in it again, and then it gets worse, and then we do it again anyway, and then it gets even worse, and then we finally see it. It might take a couple times. It's but when we start to put that pattern together, we start to see, we start to reflect and compare this situation to that situation, or why is this happening, or why do I continuously experience it? Well, it's very clear then. And maybe we finally say, I don't, instead of we'll just use dating as example. Let's say I keep meeting or getting in a relationship with the same kind of people, or the same kind of situation happens. I always feel this way, or, whatever it may be. Instead of just saying, hey, that was a bad egg the first time around, second time around, that was a bad egg, third time, oh, that'll be the winner, but it was 10 times worse. We're finally going to say, oh, it's just not the person. Before, I used to just blame it was the person. Maybe there's something that I got going on, and not that I'm a problem, but I was working out of this wound, and I kept doing this. But now I can finally see it, or I want to see it, and I'm going to close this cycle out and be done with it. We'll get one last card here. Did I say Three of Pentacles? Yeah, I already went through that. King of Wands, creative vision. When we're in that bubble, we can't really see. We can't see beyond what we're feeling. And what we're feeling is going to reflect out, and we're going to have that external prove to us how we're feeling. Got to get out of that bubble. When we get out of that bubble, we can see so much more. And we'll go from being here to here. I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.